Hello everybody, welcome back to the realm. Uh, Today I'm going to be showing you all a little something I've been working on with the other admins for quite a while. So I'm excited to finally show you. We're here in the common grounds right now, and we're actually headed up right to this windmill. Because where we need to go is actually located right behind the windmill. There's a strange portal here, and this cow is trying to get in it. Excuse me, bud. Just look out. You might not want to... Oh well, you're fine. To get to the sort of Wizards Guild slash Wizards College, this is the teleportation gate that you will go through. All you need to do is just stand in here and you'll be teleported in. So this is the observatory. It's a massive stone spire here, and you can teleport back at any time using this gate, just to go right back to the common grounds. Now this is kind of an old structure, and if you step on here, you'll be teleported up all the way to the top, and yeah, we can do that here. So as you can see, you're teleported all the way up here. You can't really move around, but you can see the entirety of the what we have abbreviated it to ACE, which is the well, I forgot what it stands for just right now, but don't worry. It'll be in like the video description or the title. Just know that this is the equivalent of the Wizards Guild. So all you need to do when you're all the way up there is just look directly down, and you'll be teleported right back down. Now, there isn't any door on this place. Instead, you just walk up to this sort of special wall, and it disappears. And then reappears right behind you. Kind of magical. This place is kind of a sort of Wonderland-esque vibe, set on a sort of a mushroom island with a very colorful, whimsical bridge here. And it might not exactly make sense when you're on it, but don't worry. It will lead you to where you need to go. It'll just take a little bit. I'd like to thank both Caroline and Kat for helping me come up with both concepts for this area and, you know, build it in general. They've been a huge help. So right over here, after we get under this stained glass window, is the courtyard. And let me put myself in survival real quick. There we go. There's this nice, massive fountain here, which is very nicely put together and just kind of just there for scenery. Wizards are all about the aesthetic. Now this here is the quad, and it's actually the perfect place to test spells. And even if you might be worried about it destroying the terrain or even anything like that, this is basically where wizards will come to practice their spells. We got so basically, don't even worry about destroying the terrain in here, because this place is actually made to be regenerated. So if you step right outside here, there's a button that says Reconstitute Quad, and so let's just say, for example's sake, we'll break some of these roses. Rain. And we'll break the leaves and the ground, and this mushroom even. Even if something's got destroyed, or if you set the whole place on fire or anything like that, you can just press this button, and it's fixed. It goes right back to normal. So that's very useful if you're worried about refining your casting methods and such like that. And it can come very handy. Now there's quite a lot to this area. We'll come back to this in just a second. First, we're going to go right up here. It wouldn't be quite a magical college without a sort of magical library, and this is what this building primarily is, as well as a couple of other things. Just like we saw in the cleric temple, we have a sort of wand identifier here, and wizard wands are different than cleric wands completely. As in they're like an entirely different subset. So, I have a Wand of Hunger here, and if I just kind of throw that on there, you see that the sign automatically changes, and you can right-click the sign to get a short description. Which is very useful if you just don't know what a wand does, or if you want to figure out its effect, or if you just couldn't figure it out how it works before. That will basically tell you all you need to know about any given wand that has been released so far. Now, just like in the observatory, there are these teleportation pads. Green is always up, and red is always down, except there's no basement in the observatory. But still, if we go up here, you can see that we have a sort of magical library vibe in here. This is complete with floating books, actually. So you can grab any of these off the shelf or out of the air and read it. This is actually our Guide to Familiars, which is a new sort of feature for wizards, actually. You can have sort of magical animal companions. Now, and we'll touch on that in a little bit. But first I would like to show you all the brewery downstairs. And currently there's only one sort of section of that library fleshed out, but more will be added soon enough. So don't worry about that. So now that we're downstairs, you can use that to go right back up. We have a sort of magical assembly line potion brewery place. So the way that this is set up is, one, they have custom names, which is pretty cool. We have special chests over here for the materials and for the finished potions. If you put a sort of material like a netherwort or a ghast tear or redstone into one of these, it will, like a sort of assembly line, go all the way over here and drop it into the top of this brewery. You will have to manually refuel the potion brewing device, but that's not something we can automate, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have done so. But moving on, you can sort of automate your potion brewing process to an extent with that. And so this is for the left one here, and then this one goes to the right one, right here. Got lots of cauldrons and crafting tables and even a couple mushrooms and stuff, just to sort of utilize as a sort of potion lab down here. Now there is a lot, so forgive me if I'm skimping over a couple of details, but even if I miss out on a few details, you'll be able to discover it more so for yourself later. If we go back down to what I said we would mention later here, this is the place where you create a familiar. Now, familiars are designed so that if you already have a pet, you can actually transform one into a familiar, like imbuing it with sort of magical power. And that is the details on how to do that. I might do a separate video on that later, or I might just not and let you experience it for yourself. But all of these steps are outlined in the books in that library, a copy of which I have, a guide to familiars. All the steps are in there and detailing what each one does. There are 3 familiars. There's a dog, a cat, and a parrot. And that's all there is that I'm going to touch on that for now. And this is Ace. This is the Arcane something. I forgot the acronym. I really should have reminded myself on that, but that's fine. It'll be in the video title after I slap my forehead out of embarrassment. But if you go all the way back to the observatory, that is where you can find the portal home. After going on this sort of magical bridge in a mushroom wonderland. If any of you have any questions regarding this, I'm sure there will be questions. Don't hesitate to ask any one of the admins. We can answer any and all questions. And this is quite a big release, so we're excited to see what you, the players, feel about how you feel about it and what you think of it, and if you have any suggestions or complaints. Now, if you just step right back in through this sort of portal right here, you will be teleported right back to the common grounds. So that's it for Ace, the magical wizard college. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around on the realm. Bye!